I was looking at all the monthlies and I didn't even look at that time.
We bought that. Well, it was fun. We had a lot of wine. There we go.
There we go.
No, because mine wouldn't tell us. I know how you do it. I can't tell us.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I'm not done speaking.
I bet you can Google that's an island, but.
Oh, yeah. But not the, so that's the typical.
And
I actually was wrong.
part of the expenses.
Good morning, guys. Dusty, can you hear me?
I can, yes, Meredith.
Am I doing minutes for you guys?
We're gonna have Drake do them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I will
Thanks,
set a
Drake.
very low bar.
Thank you, Drake. I appreciate it. I'll be out of quarantine Friday, so next time.
All right, let's get started. Welcome to the Michigan Main Street Adrian Main Street Board of Directors meeting November 9th. We'll call the meeting to order, and Drake, you got all the roll call here? All right. In front of you have an agenda. Is there any additions that need to be made at this time? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented. So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and support. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. All right, we'll go with the agenda. In front of you had the minutes and they were provided to you from our October 12th meeting. Is there any corrections, additions, deletions that need to be made? If none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Support.
There's been a motion and support. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. All right, the minutes are into the record. Wait just a moment and let Jerry have a seat. All right, we'll move forward and we'll go with our Main Street Directors Report. Jay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Match on Main, our representatives were Zidras and the Adrian Armory. We had a committee that met, reviewed those based on the rubric that was available. And these were the two that were selected based on completeness of application and qualifying requests. So they have been sent to the MEDC for the competitive round, and that's going to take place in December. And we'll be notified after the first of the year on those if they were selected. Small Business Saturday, I've applied through the American Express Small Business Saturday Champion and received their package. I'm going to be passing some stuff out to local retailers, things from like gift bags, like 40 gift bags, clings, different things. Working a little bit with Lenawee now, they're promoting a Small Business Saturday, so I've been working with them a little bit as well, and we'll probably do some more stuff on social media. We talked about doing downtown dollars, and unfortunately, Consumers Energy is not providing those matching grants this year, so there wasn't a catalyst to really promote the downtown dollars. They're not a catalyst or incentive, I should say, for people to purchase the downtown dollars like they did in Chambers Bucks. So we may circle back on that next year and really get it out earlier to promote it. In the packet, there was information about fire inspections. For those of you who don't know, Adrian Fire Department are going around inspecting buildings annually or biannually, I believe it is. Unfortunately, Chief couldn't be here today. But I'm just reiterating what he had at the commission meeting and letting everybody know. So don't be surprised when the fire department comes to inspect buildings. I'm sure they've been to the Croswell yet, Jerry? Okay, yeah,
They've been at my place.
they've been yours. Okay, and they're scheduling dates and going through all of that. And so there's details. I'm going to be sending out an email with that additional information just as a follow-up to the downtown businesses, so they're aware of it. The last thing I have are board member interviews, working with the committee to set a date. We've had 3 or 4 applications. We've identified some people from the process. The committee will meet to make a determination to move forward.
Mayor, did you get the email from us?
I've been-
Okay.
I've been contacted. There he is.
All right. Any questions for Jay? All right, Jay, thank you for the report. Finance Committee report, Brad.
Yeah, so I distributed the financials for month ending October. The only thing of note is basically the on second page of the financials that I sent out, or I gave out, to see the supplies, other projects section at the bottom of that second page. We've still got a few numbers that need to be shifted around per J. We had some stuff that got charged to supplies events that was supposed to go into First Fridays and some of the other stuff like that. They did make one adjustment, but apparently still a couple more things that need to happen in order to get all those line items on budget. Other than that, there's been no other significant expenditures other than our normal wages and everything that are coming out now every month, and I don't really see anything that's sticking out to me here. So everything looks good. We're currently $202,000 revenue for year to date and $84,000 of expenditures year to date. A lot of expenditures coming still, but we're all right.
Any questions for Brad? Gonna have a fast meeting if it keeps going like this. All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the financial report as presented.
So moved.
There's been a motion. Is there support?
Support.
All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. All right, let the record reflect the financial report is into the record. Greg is not,
He's not going to be here.
He's
I'll
not gonna-
touch on it, what he want to talk about a little bit later.
all right. All right, we'll move into, we have board action.
No board
All right, no board actions. All right, community or committee reports, and I think Michelle, you want to cover some of this, right? If not all of it.
Sure. The first Friday was actually, the last one was November. And I wasn't down there because I took the night off. So I don't know how it went. Hopefully it was busy. There were a lot of businesses participating, so I assume it went fine. We didn't have a car show or anything like that. For December, obviously, we'll be closing the streets because we have the holiday parade. So we decided to close just for safety purposes. We could do a temporary closure with the parade, but there's just a lot of people downtown and then they all walk to the park. So that made the most sense. All of the holiday events are up on social media. They're on the DDA page. They're also on the city page and First Friday. The schedule is the same as last year. So the holiday parade is going to line up at the pavilion and the old farm parking lot. The Croswell has been nice enough to let us borrow that for that evening. So just for that short time for the lineup, that'll be kind of closed off. And that'll happen at 6:30. And then the parade will step off at 7. And it will travel down Main Street to Church. And then it's going to go up the roundabout, up Broad, and then down Maumee and take Maumee all the way to the park. And then the tree lighting will be at 7:30, and Jim has all kinds of fun stuff planned for that. And I'll touch on that a bit more in a second here. I'll give a short recap on Halloween, and then Jay, if you want to chime in. I don't know if you were all downtown for Halloween, but it was pretty good. It was much more well attended the last year, which I didn't think was possible, but as you can see, there's just a ton of people. I thought we overbought this year for candy and cider and donuts, but we ran out again. It just took us a little bit longer. So I think we're kind of planning for a bigger budget next year and to try not to run out. We bought pumpkins, the city did this year again, but last year we bought like 100 of the medium size and people weren't really into that. We had a bunch left over. So this year we bought 50 of the pie size and they were gone in like 15-20 minutes. So I think next year we'll try to do that again, but buy more of the smaller size. Jay, do you have anything you want to chime in about Halloween?
Yeah, just a little bit of recap. So donuts and cider was such a hit. We had 90 dozen donut holes, so 1,000 donut holes, 20 gallons of cider, and it was all gone in about 45 minutes or so. Obviously, we'd want to increase that a little bit. The candy was gone pretty much by 6 o'clock. I put in a lot of steps that night, but I was walking all four blocks, passing out candy, and it went extremely fast. I think by 6 o'clock I was out of candy as well. That was, we had the 2 parklets where we had DDA participation, and then filling up all of the vendors outside of that. I think there's some opportunity to maybe include some outside businesses next year. We had great participation, but I would have obviously like to see more, and we have a lot of space, so I think we turned down probably anywhere between 6 and 12 outside businesses that were unsolicited. They came to us. So I think there might be some opportunity to involve more of our community in that and really just turn it in, to the most chocolate per square foot anywhere. So
You see the picture up there? Unreal.
yeah, easily 3,000 to 4,000 people downtown. It was talking to Dusty at one point, and that really hits home when you think about safety and security, right? We have just a barricade at the streets, and if some deranged person wanted to create havoc, I mean, we really need to think about those things going forward, because there's our community's in those streets, and there's a lot of risk there.
Look at Wonder Woman there.
That's right.
Yeah, we had 2,200 pieces of candy at my office, and they made it to the end, but that's how many that we could count specifically. I had 500 glow sticks. They went in 45 minutes, so it was just unreal. I just couldn't believe how many people were here. It also goes to the point, if you bring the children, the parents will come. It was definitely how that proved that point very specifically. So great stuff. Thank you, Michelle, for all your help on all that. It was quite an endeavor. I was talking to Jay about this in the barricades. And Dave, you even brought this up, as there's the kind that you can have come out of the ground and stuff, and they're pretty expensive. Just the ones that are manual. Jay, what was the cost on that?
About $1,000 a piece, so we'd
Per
be about
pole.
per pole.
So each end you'd be about eight.
Eight poles on an end, and so you're looking at about $100,000 to do the whole downtown. For just that, I mean, when we met for the parade, all the street closure things, we looked at every possible solution to close the streets and do it safely, and there wasn't a cost-effective way to do it. That's where we got to the city vehicles blocking the streets and doing that.
So we bring that up. I thought it was important. And okay, any other items on that or any other discussion?
Yeah, so I do have just a couple more things. Some of you are aware, but I don't think all of you are. So one of the not new, but additional things for the Comstock Park this year, I think you all have seen the slides that are on the building next to the Huntington lot. There's kind of like a projected image when you drive by. So Jim Berriman worked out with Huntington Bank to project slides onto their building as well. So we're gonna have 6 new images on that building. And then we're updating the ones on the other building. So I have those to show you guys. So this is the one for downtown Adrian. And they're all kind of the same theme with the snow globe. So they'll all kind of match each other a little bit. The DTE. It's Huntington's. It's the Armory. That's the cities. And that's the one we did for the Riverwalk. And there will also be one of these Riverwalk ones on the other set of slides. And then other than that, the only other thing I have is the downtown calendar, which we don't need to necessarily go over today, but I think Jay has that. He may have already sent it out to you guys. I don't know, but it's just our list of events for next year, which we'll obviously keep updating.
Yeah, it's in everyone's packet. It was emailed to you, so if you have any questions. It's the last, should be like.
Oh, last page. You want to review that?
Really just highlights some of the activities that, prior to becoming to the DDA that Michelle was handling and still has a large part in. She's been doing most of it this year as I'm learning the ropes and learning how we manage those things. All the first Fridays are on there. Highlight, Adrian Film Festival, I believe, is coming back in April of next year. We do have spots for Juneteenth and Pride Month where we just need to find out when they're doing those. As we'll be, looking to partner with them and help them how we can. Welcome Back Bash is on there with a TBD. And that's really the big ones that are on there right now. We're looking at some other opportunities for some new events to come to downtown Adrian.
If you guys want to add I'm going to have an event next year on the 3rd of June.
June
So,
3rd.
Yeah,
What's the what?
it'll be my business, but I mean, I'll bring in at least 250 people to downtown.
Okay.
Jay, wasn't there another one, the organization that does the car show, the bricks or whatever?
We haven't heard the announcement on that yet. That'll be in December. They'll be making the announcement in that. So once we figure that out, we'll see if we were awarded and where that fits into it. We didn't want to put anything in there yet because it didn't want to open to speculation. But once we find that out, we'll put it in there.
Any other items and discussions or questions? I'm going to bring my sunglasses to the next meeting.
Right.
Wow. All right, Michelle, thank you so much. Jay, thank you. All right, the organization fundraising committee met, and Debbie, thank you, and Jay and I, and so we're really getting down the pitch book now and setting up and getting into the details of what we're going to present to our various donors and stakeholders and the like. And then we'll start scheduling meetings with each of them. So we got into the nitty gritty and thank you for the work. And we'll meet again here soon and you'll see an invite to that. When that brings out anything to add on that?
No, that's it. I'm just working on kind of what that pitch book will look like and what potential projects are there and what our ask is going to be.
All right. My friend Scam Likely's calling. All right. Any questions on that? We just keep economic vitality on there. Are you telling me a little bit about Maestro? You're still pushing?
I'm still pushing Maestro, so I have all the businesses in there. I have all but about two city blocks of the properties in there. And it really, it's eye-opening to see who some of our property owners are and where our opportunities are for encouraging them to help revitalize our downtown and what opportunities there are. And then just to look, I mean, there's 134 businesses, I think, in downtown. And you wouldn't think that by looking at the streets. So there's just some unique things that I think that we can focus on just from opening our eyes to seeing what's here. So. And once I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Greg.
Once I get that finished, I will have logins for all of the board members so you can start reviewing that if you have questions. The next step after I get the buildings in there, I'll be taking photos, but I'll bring your access online before I start putting photos of stuff in there because it becomes a running record for us. I'm also been putting in when I have contact points with different organizations and people. I put that in there. It's a CRM for me, and we'll start populating our events and how the different steps in there, as well as our volunteer database as well.
Questions? All right, we keep moving forward quickly. Design committee, downtown street lamps look great. I think we all would agree there, especially even the little ones. I love those as well. Jay, there's still some undone business with the digital displays. Can you?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that are pending right now. We don't have any updates, unfortunately, but we're waiting on the entry poles and the four corner poles. the base support structure for those is different than the other ones, and so they're waiting on that to be fabricated for those. And we are waiting on the digital banners, which will be in the entry points in the four corners, as well as the speaker system. We just don't have updates on those yet from Johnson Controls. But we were hoping, and again, it's a hope. It's not even a, it's not, we hope that it's there by Christmas, by the parade. It would be great to be able to have all those lights engaged and be able to control those as well as speakers to play some Christmas music.
Excellent.
Is that Christmas this year or next year?
Yes, yes.
A license for that a DDA expense or city?
Excellent question.
The banners and the speakers and all of that belong to the city, so I imagine the city would probably have to, because we'll be the ones putting the stuff on them and pumping the music through, so it's probably gonna be the city. Be my guess.
Again, I'd like to thank the commissioners and mayor for supporting the DDA. That was a great improvement, and when it's done, it'll be amazing. So, and then along with that, Jay is continuing to work on a banner program that could make some revenues for us. I think we're going to get away from having individual business banners and get into a theme oriented. If anybody wants to talk about this, theme oriented, like the veterans or students, the colleges, and other types of things that we want to promote. And you see that in other cities, that's what they're really doing with their banners. So if there's anybody that wants to talk to us about that, or if you want to make a comment on that, I'd like to hear it, but we'll get more information and bring that to the table so you can see what we're talking about. Any questions on that? All right, parklets.
One of the reasons, just to kind of, sorry, just to add on that, sorry. One of the reasons is we have half as many poles available now. And so then it becomes a kind of a battle on who we pick and choose to have certain poles with advertising. I don't think the board wants to get into that. I mean, if you do, I can certainly open that up, but I think it would be better not to, just to, I think the community involvement. We keep looking back at Halloween and looking at the kids and their involvement. Anything we can get to draw the kids down. If we do an art installation of students and have those on the banners, think of how great that would be to bring the parents down and everybody taking a picture. And at some point, the kid gets the banner to keep that. So ideas like that is what we're really trying to focus on and get involved.
Any questions? Parklets.
Parklets, as you may have noticed, parklets have been disassembled and are being stored at DPW. The city does not have a space inside for us, but for the parklets, the furniture is inside, but the parklets are stored outside and they're tarped. So they'll be out of the, essentially out of the elements. We will need to stain them when they are put up next year. They needed a year to weather for the decking material. So once they're installed next year, they will need to be either clear coat or some kind of stain put on them. So save some time next April for that. Future applications, I think for all intents and purposes, the parklets were a huge success. I think there was some concern initially about it, but the feedback has been overwhelming that they were enjoyed and very beneficial to the downtown. Going forward, if there is request for additional parklets, I think there needs to be some discussion on how the DDA would like to handle that, because I know there was funds used from the DDA and businesses to help those happen, but I think you need to decide what you want to do moving forward.
So that brings us to the storage question as well. It's not optimal to be out there and parked through the winter. I think you can make it through 1 year, but there's other things that we've accumulated from the furniture to everything else. And Jay had brought an idea to me that maybe we get our own storage container, because I think we could place that down by DPW and start storing our stuff out of the weather. What's the cost of one of those?
In the heat of COVID, they were about $4,000. I think they've dropped since then, but I don't have a immediate cost. Pre-COVID, they were 1,500-ish. So I would say somewhere between 1,500 and 4,000.
Cole says 3.
They're $3,000. We just purchased 2 last week. They're $3,000 stuff.
Okay.
So we'll come back with the specific on that with the request if that's where we want to move forward. Anybody have a problem with us moving forward, getting a quote for next meeting? All right, we can do that. Okay.
There's one thing to check with the storage containers is to make sure that the deck sections will be able to be easily moved in there with a forklift.
Right.
Otherwise, we'll have to have a volunteer day and exercise.
Understood. Any other questions on that? I know there's a lot of things in the works, so the agenda is a little bit light, but it's like we bring it up the riverfront. We're not even at design yet, so our peer design. You know, an idea of the pop-up retail and Maiden Lane that's being worked on. Like I said, the banners, there's a number of things that as we get them to presentation level, bring them in detail, will be coming in future meetings. So any other questions on that? All right, Linway now, Tim.
Oh, that's good. It's nice to see the sun anyway. Thank you. So we had a good, the Square One competition that was held in October. Jay was a judge, so was Mark Murray and Michelle Beechler from Tink and the Frog. We had an excellent turnout for an unseasonably cold day in October. We had 80 some odd people there. An Adrian contestant won the contest, won the Idea Genius Award. Cole was one of our contestants too, but D'Angelo Boone won for his application for helping food pantries, food banks reach their customers. And then Ryan Wagner won the Audience Choice Award for Salsa Bliss. And he's from Blissfield. If you haven't had any of the salsa, you have to. Jay's carrying it, and I think the Buzz is carrying it as well. So it was a really good event. Going forward, next Monday is our first Illinois Economic Club luncheon. Dr. Docking will be presenting from his newest book, Crisis in Higher Education. I believe it's noon next Monday at the Tobias Room on Adrian College campus. And like Jay pointed out, we've been pushing Small Business Saturday, I think since the end of October. We will through the whole month, highlighting several small, we focused on retail businesses. We realized there's lots of kinds of small businesses, but we thought we'd focus on retail businesses with a Christmas theme. You know, do your Christmas shopping in your downtowns. So Adrian, Blissfield, Hudson, all of them. And so we'll be keeping that up. Just we're doing Facebook posts for all those. And it just leads back to the webpage in conjunction with Jay and all the other DDA directors from Lenawee County. We got that one. I think that was what we got. Jay, D'Angelo, Dr. Docking. Oh, and DRP, Detroit Regional Partnership, joined me. It was Friday or Thursday. I can't remember which last week. It was Thursday. They wanted to shoot some film downtown. They came down to visit one of our, the Dejin company, do an interview with them. In case you don't know, Detroit Regional Partnership's a marketing conglomerate or association of 11 counties in Southeast Michigan to help promote business attraction for all 11 counties. And so they came down, they interviewed Dejin in the industrial park, and then they wanted to shoot some downtown stuff. So I walked them around downtown. We got inside, they love the county courthouse, so we got pictures outside there and inside there. We visited Brad's shop, Chalmers. Jerry and Eric gave us a really wonderful tour of the Croswell. Where else we go? The Armory, and then Chalmers. And so that was the limited time they had. So they were just taking stills Thursday. They're going to come back in the spring sometime with the videographer and shoot more pictures and video, trying to promote Adrian and Lenawee County to the outside world as far as business attraction. So that was a really nice, it was really nice showing them around. They really liked your store. They actually did some shopping too. So that was great. Anything else? Any questions for me?
Any questions for Tim? Then thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other DDA matters need to come before the board today? Wow, that's not as bright. I can't see anybody on this side.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's appropriate now to give a town and gown update or during board member comments, but if I may.
No, right now would be great.
Okay, so on October 13th, the Town and Gown group met. Mark Murray transitioned his leadership to Jay Marks as the chair. I will serve as vice chair, and I'm pleased to say we had great representation from all of our local schools. We had Drake there and myself representing DDA Main Street in our own constituents. And I just think there's great hope for the future to continue to have that partnership with Town and Gown and the Main Street DDA.
Yeah, the back to school bash has tremendous potential, and I'm glad you guys are, firing up early here, because that's gonna be a big event, another one that brings kids downtown. So thank you for your dedication on that. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Yes, Jerry.
Oh, okay, I have something to ask the board. I'm interested in, as part of the decorating of the downtown, of incentivizing businesses to decorate their windows or the front of their shop, and using some of the Adrian season's budget allotment to award a first and second place prize of cash. Thinking like $250 for first place and $100 for second place. Putting together a committee of business owners, community people, DDA people, city people to judge these. Have them ready for the first Friday of December along with the theme of Oak Christmas Tree. But it would be using I think that's where I think we'll have resources to do that this year from that budget, but it would mean pay that out to individual businesses. I didn't know if that was really kosher or supported by this. I think incentivizing it could be an important part of this, because it's expensive to decorate a window, and we're, a little late in the announcement. It's something I've been thinking about for several years. Any comments?
Do you see, Michelle, do you see any problems with that?
Giving money, like we can't give money to nonprofits unless the device.
Yeah,
I think it can be done. I just want to make sure that there's not some sort of way we have to go about it.
So can we check on that in the next day or two, just so we can get in front of it?
do people generally support that idea?
I don't have a problem with it at all.
I think it's a great idea. I saw something like that done in another town last year. I don't know if they were incentivizing, but the businesses were all trying to outdo each other, and it made that couple blocks were just so fun and festive, and everybody was out enjoying all of the windows, and it just got the people out in downtown and enjoying it. I think that's a great idea.
Do you think, so I thought about actually making it a January 1st Friday deadline, because the holiday season is so full of decoration reasons to come downtown. But if you decorated the windows for the winter season, that's not the Christmas holiday, would that be a thing that people want to come downtown for in January and February?
The only thing I would say about January is that's the 1 month where I often struggle to get businesses to participate.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Jay about that. A lot of them choose to just not. I think last year I actually didn't have a January 1st Friday because we had so few. But that might be something that gets them to participate. So I'm good with either one. I was also going to say I'm waiting to hear back on whether or not I'm getting the DTE grant this year, which is for our holiday stuff. So if there is an issue using the seasons funds, we might be able to use the grant dollars, which would be acceptable. So I think we can figure that out.
Okay.
So does everybody prefer the holiday season, or do they prefer a contest that goes up to Christmas, Christmas holiday?
Jerry, would you see the theme of this still being a Christmas theme, or would it be opened up to other decoration schemes as well?
Yeah, so I think if the deadline is December 1st Friday, I would use the theme of Oak Christmas Tree, because trees are such a major part of our downtown. If we wait and do it in January, I think it would be more like a winter wonderland, focus on the winter as the theme.
Okay,
excellent.
You could even do something like a snow globe or something like that. I've seen something like that done, but and something even looking ahead, Jerry, to go along with that is, we're only 2 years out from our 200th. So maybe even like looking farther ahead, to when we're at the beginning of 2025, looking at a, through the decades or through, something to do with the 200th anniversary of Adrian as well. To really start prepping the businesses now for that.
All right, so Jay, Michelle, get with Jerry.
So I will check. Do you guys want to take action? So if it's okay that we can do it, because we won't have a meeting till after December 1st Friday, so.
It gets into that line where the discretion of the seasons committee and whether or not they would use that money a part of their budget, which has already been approved, if that's the case. But I guess we could get an action if it was DTE monies and that we could make an action on that just to cover our bases. So I'd entertain a motion to allow for $250 incentive for first place and was it 100 for second? And source of funds will be to be determined.
So moved.
There's been a motion, is there support?
Support.
All right, any further discussion? All those. Go.
Sorry, I was gonna say, I just think that to answer Jerry's question, my personal feelings are just that the January date might be the better of the two. Just so that we can kind of have that discussion and cover that base as well.
And yeah, that'll be, so. Any other comments on that?
Well, we could get more participation for the January 1st Friday with something like this, right? A
Right.
reason to be open and a reason to decorate.
And then holiday theme.
Yeah, it'd certainly be easy to have like they did at the Armory where you have one like a judged winner and then the second winner is actually the community choice.
I see.
So that would be a reason to have people come into your shop to vote for your winner. Okay.
I kind of like the idea of like a people's choice award of some sort.
What's that?
That's David.
The voice from on high.
Any further discussion?
So January.
So just to clarify, this would be a contest that is, you'd have some kind of a token or something that you put into whatever that business happens to be. It's not a judged contest that we're judging. Or how is that decided?
Yeah, I think I would put together a committee of people that would include one or two people from the DDA, maybe one or two people from the city, as well as maybe an artist or someone to help be the committee that would judge. And then I like the people's choice ideas and incentive to get people into your business.
Okay. I was going to suggest that Jay dress up as wear his same costume that he wore for Halloween if he's presiding over the.
Willy Wonka. Nice. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. All right, Jerry. Thank you for your leadership on that. All right. Any other DDA matters? All right, public comment.
I have a quick one. I was just gonna update you. I texted Matt, the storage container they bought a couple years ago, it was 2,400, but they're now 4,500.
We're gonna have to use coal source here.
There you go.
So if you mind sharing that, that'd be great. We'll probably be next meeting before we act on something like that, because we're taking care of for now, but we see that expanding, that need. All right, we're in public comment. Any other public comments? All right, I have yes, oops, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Dusty, I'd like to announce that we have a blood drive happening at the Armory on Monday, I think it's the 21st. I'm not looking at the schedule, from noon till 6. Appreciate if we would promote that where we can and invite all of us to donate blood. They're looking for type O, which a lot of us have that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Sorry about that. We had it right here. I could have announced that. I have no other comments. Any other board member comments today? Were you out late last night, Kevin?
So we were invited to by the astronomy and physics department of the University of Toledo football game.
Ah,
So watched a game in President's Box. So
Nice.
which was
Very nice.
incredible, but the game didn't start till 8 o'clock. So I do have a little bit of self-promotion for Plainwave though.
Go for it.
So tomorrow, myself and the team are gonna go up to Lansing for the, I don't know if you know who the Michigan Manufacturers Association is holding a big event for the coolest thing made in Michigan. So one of our systems is in the top 3. We're up against a electric motorcycle and a Wi-Fi battery operated sump pump. So it's very practical.
It is practical.
Yeah, so it's a big black tie event. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, congratulations.
From right now, I can tell you your stuff is a lot cooler than those other two right now.
I do have one thing, Dusty. I wanted to, I neglected to respond to this earlier. Commissioner Mary Roberts provided information on the More the Merrier pub crawl, December 17th. They'll have a theme of ugly sweater or Christmas sweaters, either ugly or cute, your choice. A prize for the ugliest or cutest given at the last stop. Each stop throughout the pub crawl will have a drawing, and if you have a Christmas sweater, you'll get a second ticket. You must be present to win prizes, which will be drawn at 10 minutes to the hour. So from their tentative schedule, they'll start with Mammoth, go to Sauce, Moose, possibly the Brick Wall, and then ending at the Ambeds with karaoke. So they'll be sharing more as they have more information, but she wanted to get that out as soon as possible.
So that's a twofold win. You gotta have the ugliest sweater and you gotta still be standing by 11:30.
Also want to plug on Monday, November 28th at 6:30 PM will be the county Christmas tree. And I know that it's not right downtown, but it's pretty much right on the doorsteps right there being close by. So Monday, November 28th at 6:30, we'll be lighting the big county tree. And then that Friday, we'll be lighting Comstock Park. So
Awesome.
Jim Berryman is very busy on both fronts with both of those events and very excited.
Awesome.
Since we're plugging events, the Buzz Cafe and Marketplace is going to be celebrating our 2nd anniversary on Small Business Saturday. So if you're around and want to pop in, we're going to have gift certificate giveaways, and in the afternoon, we'll have cake, birthday cake that you can come and partake in, and we'd love to see some faces there.
Awesome.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
Our own Mayor Angie Heath will be starring in Miracle on 34th Street at the Park. Playing the mayor, as it turns out. among other things.
Weird.
Excited about that. Tickets are selling.
Awesome. Great.
So when you can't find me, you know where I'm at. Find me at the Croswell every single night. I'm living there right now. So.
Very nice. Other board member comments? I couldn't see if you guys have a hand up or not. All right, if there, as you can see, the upcoming events, our next board meeting will be December 14th. And again, Small Business Saturday, Christmas tree lighting, and the more the merrier. Any other business to come before this board? Not, I'll entertain the motion to adjourn.
So move.
Their support.
Support.
Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you.